Magnussen really struggling on this track, stays in that bottom 5 at the moment. Gasly, who will start right at the back of the grid, would love to get into Q2 and does so. 11th fastest, but what about his teammate Brendan Hartley? Hartley is 10th fastest, pushes Van Dorn down to the cusp, and it's Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc still on the track. Leclerc pushes Van Dorn into the bottom 5, only just gets out of Q1. Marcus Ericsson is next. He goes 11th fastest, puts Grosjean down into the bottom 5. Haas have 2 cars out in Q1 for the 2nd year running. Williams with 2 cars out in Q1. Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean, 2 Haas's out in Q1 as well. And Stoffel Van Dorn, who for the 12th consecutive race out in Q1 and out qualified by his teammate for the 23rd race in a row. So we're officially opening the pit lane for business then. Gasly, Alonso, Ocon, Perez and Hartley, the bottom 5 at the moment. Leclerc will see the checkered flag and he remains in 9th place. Can't increase his pace. Can Fernando Alonso move himself up? He does, to 11th. Decent lap from Fernando Alonso, but not good enough, sadly, for him to get to Q3. We're on board now with Esteban Ocon, who is setting personal bests, but will these personal best sectors turn into a time for the top 10? No, by a couple of tenths. He misses out. He's 11th fastest, but that could just be where Force India would like to start the race. Sainz goes 7th fastest, completing the lap. Verstappen, but not increasing his time. Hulkenberg goes 7th fastest now. Here's Marcus Ericsson, who's in 10th and stays in 10th, so he's at risk from this man. Brendan Hartley, who crosses the line just over half a second down, sadly, in 13th place for him. Can Sergio Perez move up? He can, but only into 13th. So Fernando Alonso, the orange filling in the middle of a pink sandwich between Ocon and Perez on the grid.
Yeah, great disappointment there for the Mexican fans with Perez down in 13th.
Now, Max Verstappen chasing Sebastian Vettel's record of the youngest pole sitter ever. Vettel defending it hard. Verstappen crosses the line and goes on to provisional pole. And it's by quite a big margin as well. Max Verstappen looking good here in Mexico.
This is where they earn their big money. Cars released, and as Christian was pointing out there's not a whole lot they can do now. They've got the best setup. They put him out on the racetrack. It's down to the driver now.
So Kimi Räikkönen very much on the pace, but Sebastian Vettel finding further pace further back.
Yeah, it's not even a personal best for Kimi that first sector, but it's near enough that it's still all to play for him.
Elsewhere, a 27.2 for Leclerc, a 27.3 for Sainz in the first sector, a 27.1 for Daniel Ricciardo, a 27.0 for Valtteri Bottas. And Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen were just starting their flying laps right now. Kimi is in contention, but he's still not putting personal best sector times in, Martin.
No, it's not really working out that well for Kimi at the moment. A few corners to go. It's difficult to make such a difference in this part. He runs right up against the wall, heads for the line, comes up quickly and stays where he was.
So let's look at his teammate. Sebastian Vettel then was on provisional pole and misses out on provisional pole the second time of asking. He stays 2nd fastest. Valtteri Bottas stays 5th fastest. Daniel Ricciardo has put the best middle sector together that we've seen so far and goes on to provisional pole in the process. Ricciardo has beaten his teammate by 2/100ths of a second. Can Verstappen now fight back? Can Hamilton fight back? They're both in contention for pole position here. Max Verstappen, is it pole today? No, he misses out and he's been denied by his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Lewis Hamilton next across the line. He's only 3rd fastest, but crucially in the championship battle starts ahead of Sebastian Vettel. And just as we were ready to celebrate the youngest pole sitter ever, the Aussie came up right at the last moment and said, no, I'll have a pole position instead.
And he finished P1. Nice job, mate. Good luck.
Woo! Yes!
That was a very good lap. Nice job.
From the zero feeling in Austin and his 7th DNF of the season to the hero feeling in Mexico, Daniel Ricciardo producing a scintillating lap to give Red Bull their first front row lockout since USA 2013. Verstappen, I wonder if that's a display of how he's feeling at the moment, Martin, as he doesn't put the brakes on in time and crashes into the board. A shake of hands as Verstappen comes to congratulate Daniel Ricciardo, his third pole position in Formula One, Red Bull's 60th pole position in Formula One, and the first time Ricciardo's taken pole at a circuit other than Monaco in Formula One as well. The world is a better place when that man is smiling. As for Sebastian Vettel, probably not much to smile about. Didn't get pole position, didn't out-qualify Lewis Hamilton. He's got it all to do to try and salvage his championship challenge this year.